I'm gonna start a little series where I read comments on my videos. I think most of them are hate comments or negative comments, but there are some questions in there that people ask and I'm happy to answer them. Most of the time, it's hating on how I feed my dogs, what I feed my dogs. So let's get into it. This video is about feeding my dogs their raw food. I post it all the time, and it literally always goes viral. I think it's because I have 4 dogs and I'm handing them raw meat, so that automatically attracts people's attention. But it always comes up about how Max and Callie, who are my larger dogs, get fed more than Teddy and Maya, who are literally half their size. So, right off the bat, a little plug, you can get 10 pounds for only $15. That is an insane deal that Darwin's gives just to introduce you to raw food, see how your dog does. It has changed my dog's life, so quick plug, but seriously, if you would like your dog to be healthier and happier and love you for giving them raw food, there is a link in my bio, or you can use T-Starch on darwinspet.com. Okay, this isn't a hate comment, but do I give it to them as frozen? Yes, I do typically like to let it thaw for a couple hours, so it's not hard as a rock. But they can still eat it if you pull it straight out of the freezer and hand it to them, if they will. Some dogs are really picky, so there's that, but my dogs will eat anything, and this to them is heaven, so they gulp it down no matter what. Some dogs may have a more sensitive stomach and need it completely thawed and mashed up in a bowl or on top of their kibble if you're doing half and half. My dogs have done really well. They've been eating partially frozen raw food for, I'd say, over a year now, and they're thriving. Here's an example. Give Teddy 1 patty and half a patty for him and the husky, meaning split a patty in half so they don't feel left out. No, simply no. They get the specific amount of food for their size. So sorry if life isn't fair. If they were fat, they're gonna die earlier and have a ton of problems. So I feed them what is going to keep them at the appropriate weight. Everyone always says that these are super satisfying, and I feel like I've tapped in a little bit to the ASMR eating sounds, which is so funny. But people love watching them, and so I continue to post because, like I said, they always get crazy views over any of, these are the top viewed videos that I make. Is this normal? Well, no, unfortunately, we as a society have been told that dogs should eat bland, highly processed kibble, and that's not the case. They should eat what they ate way back in the day, which is meat. They are carnivores. Don't ever let someone tell you that your dog can eat plants, a plant-based diet. Absolutely not. They need meat, and this should be normal. Dogs thrive on this, and for everyone that's always oh, well, it's so expensive. That's fine. I do understand that. It could be expensive, so do half and half. Give them half raw and find a high-quality kibble. I recommend Open Farm. They have amazingly sourced proteins and all of their ingredients. I also have a link in my bio for that, but I fed my dogs Open Farm way before I ever worked with them, so they're probably one of the only kibbles that I think I would actively feed my dogs if I ever took them off raw, but I'm not going to take them off raw because they're thriving. Another thing, when I post these videos, people always think that I'm just feeding them straight meat, which is not true. Darwin's makes their patties balanced and complete, so they have everything they need, including other vegetables, vitamins, nutrients, which makes it really easy because it's all combined into these patties, so I don't have to worry about, oh, is there everything that they need? It's done, it's good to go, and that's why it is so easy to feed them. And I hand it to them on a tray. You can defrost it, mash it in a bowl, whatever. I don't do that because I have 4 dogs and limited time sometimes, and they eat it like that. So yes, it is balanced and complete. people, I think, have that misconception sometimes that it's just raw meat. Granted, sometimes as a joke, I'll be like, feeding my dogs raw meat, because it is, but there's other stuff in it that makes it balanced and giving them everything that they need. I love my followers. Some of them, when I don't respond right away, they go in and answer for me. So it's great because they're like, balanced diet. This girl said, or person said they have supplements and stuff. Granted, I do give them additional supplements for like hip and joint, especially with my bigger dogs. But if I didn't give them anything else, the raw food itself is enough for them. Same thing. Also, eating it too quickly can increase the risk of bloat. I actually just found out the other day that bloat happens with more kibble-fed dogs, which is super interesting because I think it's because it's so heavy in their stomach, because kibble has a lot of additives that dogs don't need, where raw is just exactly what they need. Granted, dogs can still get bloat even if they haven't eaten. Like if they flip off a couch, this happened to, unfortunately, one of our rescue dogs growing up. She flipped off a couch weird, got stomach bloat, and died within an hour. It was traumatizing. But either way, every time my dogs eat, I have them rest for about an hour in their cages. Even if they eat quickly, slowly, whatever, I just have them rest regardless, because I am terrified of bloat. And it is one of those things that if you don't treat it immediately, like your dog will literally die. So yeah, traumatized, but that's why I always say have your dogs rest after they eat. Once again, followers answering questions for me, love to see it. And yes, chewing on frozen food, as long as it's not so hard that they could break their teeth, this is so soothing for the dogs, and it tires them out because it's like an enrichment activity. So that's why I do like to leave it partially frozen. A lot of the times it does encourage slower eating, which is great. Same reason why people use slow feeding bowls with kibble. But my dogs, it's I don't know, it's soothing for them and it really does tire them out. This kills me. Teddy coming back for seconds. Yeah. They will eat unlimited food until they would eat themselves to death. So dogs have no way of saying, okay, I'm full, I'm gonna be done now. They'll just eat until they die. I actually don't know the answer to this, if it's safe for human consumption. I will look that up and report back, but I don't think it's unsafe, but this food is meant for dogs. So for humans, we should just buy, in my opinion, just go buy steaks and sweet potatoes and, you know what I mean? Make your own meal. I personally just think I would feel weird eating my dog's food. But I don't know. I need to look that up. I feel like it's not, but also I don't know why it wouldn't be. I will look that up for you guys. Yes, like I said, mixing it is better than nothing. So if you can feed partial raw because that's all you can afford, then do it. Your dogs will thank you and their health will be so much better. Each patty is 1/2 pound. So Teddy gets 1.5 pounds a day. Yeah, people love to talk about how Max and Callie are gonna eat my hand, and I sometimes for clickbait will be like, my dogs are about to bite my hand off. Max, we're working on it. He just gets so excited. He's not trying to eat my hand. He just is give me the food, and he wants to scarf it down. Callie also, her mouth is so big, so it probably looks like maybe she's gonna bite my hand off, but same thing. She's just excited. Rich people activities. Yeah, I mean, raw food can be expensive, especially if you have 4 dogs. Everything is expensive. It's not just their food. But I'm also lucky to be a content creator, and I do this for a living. So I work with Darwin's and create content for them in exchange for food. Very thankful for that. But I did buy Darwin's even before I worked with them because I really, really love the brand and everything about them. Give them more. They look hungry. Unfortunately, they will be hungry until they eat themselves to death, like I said earlier. So that comment is just sorry. Also, half the time people that comment this, I swear they're 8 years old because they'll just be like, oh, okay. And I'm like, all right, give mommy back your phone. Okay, so that's gonna be all for this video. I hope you enjoy me reading the comments. This one wasn't too unhinged. I'm gonna have to find another one where people are really, really hating on me because I find it super amusing. But yeah, love to answer questions. If you have any other questions, you can always message me or leave it in the comments.